Okay, I'm going to try this again. I had just started this video and there was a knock on the door and I'm not expecting anybody today. My grandson came in. I had needed him for to move something for me, so he was only here like a minute. He made a table for me. Uh, it was before my last surgery, and I used it as a work table when I was working, a work desk, and I had him move it back into the only wall space that I have just now. So he was just in and out. Um, just so I have more places to put things with the surgery and all of that. Anyway, not that it matters right now for making the video, but it matters to me. um, what was I saying? Okay, this looks like it's a crocheting video, but it's not. It's just easier for me to talk if I'm doing something with my hands, and I need to somehow finish this today. I finished one yesterday, and I need to finish this because it's going to someone, and we need to deliver them at the 360 Center tomorrow. So this needs done, and my surgery is on Thursday, so actually, well, oh, the other one's too far. It's just some colors that I had. Somebody moved in, got housing, and so I kind of make the Afghans for people when they get housing, and I like this pattern type of granny square because I can do it quickly without thinking. And now it just became a crochet video for a moment. But this is actually a video about some of the things that, positive things that can happen when you have physical therapy. So the benefits of being in physical therapy for more than half your life. That's a video for another day, and I will have lots of time to do videos after Thursday. For those watching the first time, I'm having a knee replacement, a right total knee replacement on Thursday. I had one on my left knee 2.5 years ago. Now it's time for my right knee. But this isn't about PT on my right knee or my left knee. So let me do a backstory. This is gonna, hopefully I can do it without getting off track a lot. I'm also, if I mess up on words or have to pause a lot, or things just come out wrong, it's, my fatigue is really bad. I have chronic fatigue syndrome on top of all the other strange chronic illnesses I have, and I've been pushing myself to try and get things done. Which just causes a flare up, and I'm still in that flare, and then I was awake like a lot of people in Kansas last night, most of the last night, not knowing if we were going to have tornadoes wherever it is we live or not. And some people, unfortunately, did have tornadoes. Anyway, moving on. I have always had a bad or weak upper arm strength. Like, I've not ever been able to hold an umbrella very well in the rain, or doing pretty much anything that requires your upper arms, opening up cabinets, holding holding my kids when they were little, or my grandkids, was really difficult. I mean, I did do it, but it was difficult. Um, I played softball when I was from 5th grade to 12th grade. I sucked at it, but I played. I was one of those on the bench, and got my 2 or 3 innings that was required. um, could never hit the ball, couldn't really throw the ball, catch the ball, because those things require you to your arms. Um, never understood the why of that. And then, to a lot of people's surprise, I tried going into the army. I know that always surprises people, but I was going to go in as an interpreter. When I took the ASVAB test, um, I scored so high for a female at the time that every single branch called because they wanted me in. And it's like, no, I'm going Army. My dad was Army. I'm going Army. Um, I went to Kansas City to do, and this is a backstory, so you know what, when I get to the part about what the video is actually about, uh, you have some understanding of why it's important to me, or what a big deal it is. But I went to Kansas City for MEPS. I think that's what it's called. That's to do all the things you have to do to go into whatever branch you're going in. And I did fine on most of it. I had gotten through almost all the physical, what is it? It's not physical therapy, but whatever all the exercises you have to do. Um, when you're in the military. And it came time to, I was almost done, almost done. I even managed to do a couple of push-ups. They're required mainly because when the officer who was watching me, he turned his back for a few minutes and turned around and said, "You're done." So he didn't see the ones that I didn't do. But when it was time to do the, whatever the one is where you have to pull yourself up with your arms, I can't remember what they're called unless they're just called pull-ups, but I could not do that at all. I failed at that. Um, Now I think if you struggle with things like that, they keep you in, to see if any of the training um, will help you increase the strength in those. But I was told that they couldn't take me because I didn't have that upper arm strength. So that was kind of disappointing. Probably a good thing in the you know anyway. But I found out a few years later when my brother tried to join the army. He uh, experienced the same thing, but they did keep him a while to and work with him. Um, he wanted to drive all the big military trucks, vehicles, and stuff, not tanks, just the other things. And he wasn't able to do that because he didn't have this arm strength. And then I found out that my dad, even though he was in the army, um, he didn't have upper arm strength either. And I don't know about other family members, so we'll just figure that it's genetic, and that's why. And I don't know why, but it's always been an issue. Um, and not really worked on. Although, when I do physical therapy for other things, and yes, I'm using my arms too. And I've been doing OT, occupational therapy, for the last year, and for fine motor skills and cognitive things. Now, where was I going? And then, since we are really kind of focused on my knees right now, that's where the focus is, not really the arms, which will happen after I do the pre-op stuff for my shoulder replacement when that time comes, which will be in a few months. I did have rotator cuff surgery on my left shoulder several years ago, and so I do a lot of the arm exercises, shoulder exercises anyway. Some of it is just muscle memory. So, just always kind of disappointed that my arms are not strong enough to do all the things I would like. So, fast forward to last Friday. My son is having a yard sale in May, so I was having Aspen help me put whatever I could find together for when the time comes he can try and sell. And I have some weights that I don't know where they came from. But I have them. I think I thought years and years ago maybe that if I did the weights, maybe that would help with arm strength. But when I couldn't even lift the weights, that just wasn't. It's not something that I needed. I'm struggling with words right now. Again, as I explained, my fatigue is really, really bad. Anyway, I had, this is the part what the video is about. Let me mess with, I don't know, I have to mess with the camera. I don't want to show everything. Okay, maybe I should. Alright, let's just see if this will work. So Friday, well, the table that my grandson just moved in had a lot of stuff on it, and it was sitting behind a chair in another room, and the weights were sitting on there, and I managed to roll them to the floor off the table. And I usually, when I move the weights, get them on the ground, I use my feet to move them. And I picked up one just I don't know why I picked it up, but I just picked it up. And okay, let me move this just a little bit. It was a 3-pound weight. I was able to go like this with the 3-pound weight. I only did it 3 times. That's all I'm going to do now. But I was kind of impressed because I didn't know I could do that. So then, let's just put that over there out of my way. Let me do this arm. I picked up the 5-pound weight. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't pick up 5 pounds. And that's on one of the the assessment I have to do every so often, which I'll have to do tomorrow to discharge, I think. Um, and then just go through all the same questions again next week. But I picked up the 5 pound one, and I don't want to call you out, but this is for my physical therapist and for my OT, and this is a 5 pound weight, and so I'm not getting rid of them. And I've not been able to do this before. No, they're not. My arm is not up real high. I'm not going to do that. I have surgery coming up and need my arms. So we're done with that. Anyway, so the point of the video, and where did my crochet hook go? Is that if you're in physical therapy and it seems like you're not making any progress in all the things that you do, like, just trust the process. It may take a long time, it may take years, it may take decades, but I never thought I could lift those, and that's why I did the video. So 6 months ago I wouldn't have been able to do that. And it's really good for me to know that I can, because I have the strength there for pushing the walker soon, really soon, Thursday soon. And hopefully it's the strength in my arms too that will help me when I have my shoulder replacement. But don't give up on whatever type of therapies you're doing. It just, like, healing just takes a long time, and it may take it may take the rest of your life where you have to do all the things, but do them. If you're in between any type of therapies, still do the exercises, do the stuff, because obviously it works. So I know we were wanting to see how doing PT for several months before my surgery, because we didn't know I was having surgery, if that would have made my legs stronger. I won't know that until after the surgery. But I know my arms are stronger, and so that was a good thing to know. I won't overdo it, of course, because but I just was never able to lift those weights before. So I probably just got myself in some trouble, and now I'll have to wear more weights. But thank you for watching if you got this far, and to my physical therapist, thank you for putting up with me and for getting me to this point where I could lift those weights that I just showed you. So I will see everybody again, like, after surgery. And for all those people, why don't you show your face? Because it wasn't about my face. It was about the story about not having upper arm strength, and then showing that I have gained some upper arm strength because I just lifted a 3-pound weight and a 5-pound weight, and I've not been able to do that before. So that gives me some hope with all the other stuff. And again, if you're one of those, you got to see my face, go watch some of the other videos that do have my face. And watch my squirrels and rabbits and birds and all the other things. So thank you for watching. Do all the YouTube things. And if you want to support my channel, because I'm not monetized, check out my wish lists as well. Walmart and Amazon. My little squirrels need some food. Thank you.